Well, also speaking at the United Nations on Wednesday was Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. Some of his harshest remarks were in response to US President Donald Trump after he accused Iran of being a corrupt dictatorship. Well, for some analysis on this, we're joined by Serhan Afacan. He's the coordinator of domestic policy at the Center of Iran Studies. Well, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
So Iran's President Hassan Rouhani has said his country would respond decisively and resolutely if the US walks away from the nuclear deal agreed with other countries in 2015. And he also strongly criticized Trump in a speech. Is that going to have an impact in the US-Iran relations?
Well, he also said Iran is not going to be the first country to violate the deal. He said, we are not going to violate the deal, but we are going to act decisively against any threats coming from Israel, coming from the United States. But Trump has been accusing Iran and threatening Iran for several months, from day one when he became the president of the United States. And I don't think he's going to get rid of the deal in the foreseeable future. He's going to continue threatening Iran. He's going to continue accusing Iran of being a dictatorship. But I don't think he's going to act decisively against the deal in the foreseeable future.
And what kind of action could Iran take?
If Donald Trump gets rid of the deal?
Yes.
Nothing. I mean, nothing, meaning that, of course, Iran says they are going to get rid of the Zionist regime, meaning Israel, but they cannot really do anything against Israel. What they can do is that they can create troubles for the United States in Iraq, in Afghanistan, even in Syria. But they cannot fight against the U.S. Army, not in the Gulf, and they say, for example, we can use missiles. And it's not really logical to believe that Iran can use missiles against the United States or Israel.
And he said Iran was waiting for Trump to apologize for the speech and what he described as an insult to the Iranian people. How will it go down in Iran with the people there, do you think?
Well, I think...
And are you expecting him to apologize?
I think the U.S. should make its position clear, because we know that Rouhani is a moderate president. And millions of Iranians just voted for the man just a few months ago. And from where Iranian people look, they see it as a disrespect against Iranian people, because they chose the man. And they chose him because he's a moderate president, he's a moderate politician. He's not like Ahmadinejad, for example. And so I think most of the Iranian people do not like this kind of critiques and accusations from Donald Trump or the United States administration. There are, of course, those people who are anti-regime inside Iran, and they welcome an accusation and a critique from the United States. I think most Iranian people are not really happy about this kind of accusations coming from the United States.
And what about Turkey's relationship with Iran? I mean, the two countries have never been quite an outright allies, but lately they seem to be on the same side on many issues there.
Turkey-Iran relations are, I think, quite paradoxical. What I mean is that when Iran is sort of in a good position in the West with the United States or Europe, they don't really seem to be very much eager to talk with Turkey or other regional countries. But now Iran is very much, I think, depressed and distressed because of pressure coming from the US and from Europe, especially from the US, of course. And I think they are now in a quite positive position, especially in the Syrian crisis, because Turkey wants this crisis over, Iran wants this crisis over. I think they can continue their relation in Syria and also in Iraq. Look at, for example, Kurdish referendum in Iraq. They share the same position. Turkey
so they're forming closer ties when it comes to fight against terrorism as well?
Certainly. Terrorism is the key, I think, issue, the common issue between Iran and Turkey.